hitting on a couple of topics. We're actually going to be taking our dogs somewhere because I want to show you how I socialize my pups in a park setting. So I usually bring an adult with them so you can show them how to act. Also, we're going to be showing you our rinses, how we rinse our dogs afterward. Make sure they don't, they don't bring home any one of them fleas or ticks or any type of pests that they pick up in the park. In addition to that, we're going to be answering a couple of questions on our way there and on our way back. And also, we're going to touch up on the type of deworming that we use and things of that nature. Start socializing our little boy right here, Kaboom. So I'm bringing Genesis along, his big sister, so she can. Later here at CVS, I went ahead and got me some Dramamine, especially for Kaboom. As far as Jenny, I already gave her some Benadryl. If you look at her face, you're gonna notice that she's already feeling a little drowsy, and that's what this Dramamine and Benadryl are gonna do. But it's going to help with motion sickness. It's going to prevent them from throwing up and whatnot. I'm not too concerned with Kaboom. I'm going to give him the child dose. If you look in the back, it's going to give you an adult dose and a child dose. I'm going to give him the child dose since he's so energetic. By the time we get there, I already know. So while we're driving to where we're headed, we're going to go right ahead and start answering some of the questions you guys have been asking. One of the first question that I have is from Kid Corpus. He's saying that he thought that raw meat gives dogs worms. Kid Corpus, you're right. But this is one of the reasons why I tell you guys you need to watch the video to its entirety. And if you don't understand something, go ahead and watch it a second time. If you notice, I spoke about deworming the dogs. Okay, you must deworm your dogs once a month. Now, on our way back from here, I'm going to show you what I use to deworm my dogs. But whenever you feed dogs raw meat of any kind, you're running the risk of them getting parasites from it. You're absolutely right. But with that being said, I spoke about it in the video. All right, so the next question that I have comes from DJ, D-E-E-J. And he's asking, where can he get information on puppies and pricing? I get this a lot from you guys, so I'm going to drop it off real quick. Make sure you download our QBN app, okay? It's absolutely free. Whenever we have puppies or when something comes up like somebody backs out, we instantly post puppies there. Also, if you're interested in a pet quality puppy, if we happen to have one. All right, so the next question that we have is from Jason Dorvillier. And what he's asking is if it's normal for a puppy to be making snoring noises, even though when it's awake, and it's got his tongue out of his mouth. I think that's the question he asked. And my answer to that is going to be no. I mean, no. Your dog, when it's sitting, should not be making any type of snoring noises. If it does, there could be a possibility of the dog being brachycephalic. And all that means is the snout is a little too far in. And as we all know, that brings in a lot of complications. A lot of breeds that have issues with brachycephalic tend to have this type of issue where the dog or the puppy could be sitting down and could be making snorting sounds or snoring sounds, such as maybe a pug, maybe even a boxer or something to that extent. So definitely in our breed, if that's happening. That next question is Pachuco Mob. Now, I took down a video from a little whiles back. It's my video on Gorilla Milk, which is a special secret supplement that we add to kibble. Yes, I just said kibble. Whenever the weather changes, like it's starting to change now, once it gets cooler, what we do is we start giving our dogs kibble. And we add something that we call Gorilla Milk that we basically elaborated here in QBNK. Now, I took it down purposefully for the summertime because I didn't want people mistakenly giving their dogs Gorilla Milk during the summer. Now, Pachuco Mob's question is, what is the purpose of the mayo? That's an excellent question. Keep in mind, mayo is essentially made from eggs, okay? I will tell you, it is very high in vitamin E. It's going to be great for the dog's fur. Also, if you're going to be breeding dogs, might want to get your vitamin E from male. It's actually a very good source, and it's going to help with the breeding process. With that being said, I will say something on that. I do believe in the gorilla milk video. I did not say, if possible, to get male that is sodium free. So I'm going to say it here and I'm going to say it now. The less sodium that you give your dogs, the better. Sodium is nothing more than salt, and wherever salt goes, water will follow. So whenever you start feeding your dogs anything that is high sodium, like say hot dogs for example, what's going to end up happening is they're going to retain water. It's going to make their heart have to work that much more, and it's pretty much overall going to not give that type of healthiness that your dog is looking for or needing. So in order to prevent all that, if you could get sodium-free male. All right, so the last question that we got is from Callie My G. Callie My G is asking, up to what age do I give gorilla milk? Now, I do know that the gorilla milk video is centered around Power when he's a puppy. And definitely we give it to our puppies, but we also give it to our adult dogs. Whenever the cold weather comes in, we basically start giving kibble to our dogs. And the reason that we do that, and I've said it before, is because you want to be able to give them a little bit more fat in order for them to be able to combat the cold weather, okay? And in doing so, we pretty much go ahead and add our gorilla milk because we feel that this particular supplement that we've elaborated right here in Kibble and Kennel actually completes the kibble and actually gives your dog the best health possible. So to better answer you, we give it to all of our dogs. From the moment we get there, Kaboom starts following Genesis and looking for her guidance.
Come here, Jenny. Jenny.
Go. Go. Come on. Go.
Come here.
There you go. Get her. Go. Go, Jenny. Go. Go ahead. Go. Come on, Kaboom. Come on, Kaboom. Come on. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. Genesis has become one of our top producers in our kennel, and definitely Kaboom could be learning from her leadership. As you can see, he looks for her at all moments. From monkey see, monkey do, to simply walking around close enough to where he could keep an eye on her, Kaboom is definitely learning a lot. That's good. So several of you have been asking me about inbreeding. And let me just tell you, it's more of a philosophical approach. Here at QBN, I can tell you right now, it's not our philosophy to inbreed. I won't say that in the next 20, 30 years we won't inbreed, but I will tell you that I will do everything in my power not to. And the reason for that, fam, is because anything that is negative within the dog will be multiplied. And that goes from a health trait to a structural trait, to anything. You don't want to multiply the bad. I mean, you're definitely going to multiply the good, and you're going to lock in some traits, but the negative will also be multiplied. So I was asked here recently, like, what would I do if I was going to go ahead and buy a puppy from a breeder that inbreeds? Well, let me tell you, I don't want to shoot you down and make you think like we're the only ones that have the answer or anything like that. There are several breeders out there that do inbreed and do know what they're doing. If I was going to be buying a puppy from a kennel that does inbreeding, there's two things that I would actually be after. First and foremost, the traits that they're talking about, that they're locking in, I want to make sure that I see it in their offspring. I've seen many breeders out there that are actually inbreeding, and yet they're not producing anything that looks like the main dog that they're inbreeding from. And so that right there for me would be a red flag. Secondly, I would definitely ask for either an embark test or some sort of genetic testing. This tells me that that breeder is doing his homework. He's not just pretty much putting dogs together and just running them through because, you know, in theory, he thinks this is going to work. That's how, you know, genetic health conditions and things of that nature get reproduced and get thrown out there in the gene pool. So those are the two things I would look for. I'd be like, what traits are you supposedly locking in? Show me your offspring where you've been locking that in. And then in addition, let me see the embark or a genetic test, and let me make sure that you're not reproducing any type of kidney, health situation, liver, heart, anything that is definitely going to affect your dog in the long run. I have several of you asking me how it is that we deworm. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you. We buy this. It's called fenbendazole. We get this in Tractor Supply. It runs for about 30 bucks, and it is weight-based. Last I checked, you get 0.1 for every 10 pounds the puppy is. Therefore, we give this to our puppies that are 8 weeks or less. We do also give it to our adults on occasion, because we do like to switch them back and cycle the type of dewormers we do give them. That way you don't have any type of resistance by any parasites or anything of that nature. The other thing we do use is ivermectin. Again, I'm not recommending this, I'm just letting you know this is what we use. This is also weight-based. When you buy it, it comes in a syringe that is already pre-measured as to how much per weight. We've been using it effectively for our dogs. One of the main reasons we use it is because we're able to get it at Tractor Supply for less than $10. Whereas if we were to go through the vet, we could be charged upwards to $60 per monthly heartworm pill. So we decided to go with this. The other thing that we have used, been prescribed by our vet, is a type of sulfa drug. This sulfa drug will also help, particularly with the puppies, and will completely clear them with parasites along with fenbendazole. Again, we do give the ivermectin and the paraquintel to our older dogs, and pretty much both come with a pre-measured syringe. Again, we're not recommending this, we're just letting you know.
Right here. Fireball. You want it? Stack. Right here. Right here. That's a boy. That's a boy.
Didn't take long for Fireball and Power to start sizing each other up.
Power. Hey, let me go get that ball. Here you go. Right here.
As soon as we got back, Genesis was inside her vinegar rinse. And of course, Power doesn't necessarily like him as much either.
Good girl.
A little bonus coverage of videos and pictures we took of the pups when we got back. Just sit back and enjoy.